I watched a video the other day. One of the guys from a foundation in Florida had sent me a video, and it was of a body camera of a Milwaukee police officer. And he goes in to reverse the overdose. And when he gets there, a 10-year-old child had called 911. The dad was dead in the bedroom. The 10-year-old and the 7-year-old was sitting there. Once the EMTs got in, the police officer walks back out to the living room with the kids. And the 10-year-old is telling the 7-year-old, if he would have just listened to Dad, he wouldn't be dead right now. And these children are dealing with this every single day. And this don't just happen in Milwaukee. I promise. I do recovery advocacy. We see it every day. 2 weeks ago, we buried somebody that was going to our classes and just fell off, overdosed, done, they're gone. Left 2 kids behind. It happens. We have to be a voice today. We have to stand up. Those same judgmental things that I learned from growing up are the same judgmental things that are killing people today. You know, I'm not saying that we condone anything that anybody does, but you know, I believe some of the last words that was out of our Lord's mouth was, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. These people don't know what they're doing. They don't understand that the choices that they're making today is affecting their tomorrow. And it's really important that we show love and compassion towards these people that suffer with these things. We all deal with fear. The disease of addiction is nothing more than self-centered fear. That's all it is. These people that are struggling with things are running from something. We may not know what that something is, but maybe the love and support that you show them might be the only thing that saves their life. You might be that one person that gives them a little bit of hope. I'm not saying support them by buying them anything or anything like that. I'm saying just compassionately love them, like we're supposed to love one another anyways. And I think that that's the most important thing that we can do for somebody that's suffering is, you know, be an ear, you know, share experience, take an extra step to help them find the path of where they need to go. And what is recovery? Recovery comes in all kinds of different forms. There's all kinds of different forms of recovery. Faith-based recovery. There's smart recovery. There's 12-step recovery. There's all kinds of different pathways to find a person where they need to be. But the important part is that we're working every day to be open-minded and find a place for that person to be. And let's face it, guys, the worst place that's suffering is our churches. You go into any church, and you don't see no middle-aged people anymore. You know, it's people that are in their older years or really young children. That's it. We don't have people in our churches that are in their late teens, 20s, and into 30s. It ain't happening. And it ain't happening because the devil has found a way to take our people away from us. And it's time that we go give it back. It's through the disease that he's working his way into these people's lives. Because it was the same way for me. I grew up and I knew about the Lord and I knew about the things that I was supposed to be doing. But as soon as I started using it and things started going bad in my life, the very first thing that I wanted to do was blame God. Because I didn't want to blame myself for that things that was going on. So I blamed the Lord. And I blamed the people that was telling me these things. Today I know that my God isn't that same person that they told me about in that Southern Baptist church. I know that my God has a sense of humor. And I joke with him every single day. He says, oh yeah, you like to hang out with girls? Here, I'll give you a bunch of girls and you're taking care of them by yourself. And that's what I do today. That's my God's sense of humor, you know? And it works for me. But I think that it's really important as people inside the church to be willing to be open-minded and allow people to develop their own concept of the Lord, and just be supportive of them, you know, and just always let them know. And that's why I said when I first started speaking that my views and beliefs may not be the same as my nonprofits, because there's this thing called separation of church and state. It's the wonderful thing that the United States government has given us, you know, one more tool for the devil to work with. Because you take the Lord out of the schools, you take the Lord out of everything, and then you tell these people that they don't have nothing to fear, and you just run amok, and it's okay. And that's my views and my beliefs. But I feel like that a lot of the things that go on today is because of the way that things have been shaped up. So I just really encourage each and every one of you guys to really just try to lead with compassion and understand that a lot of these people that's suffering, they don't want to be where they're at. There's not a day that I woke up that I wanted to be where I was at. I was sharing the other day after my fiance passed away in a car accident. Mind you, I also forgot to tell you she was also pregnant with my child when she passed away. But after that, I was driving home from work. I was a union carpenter up in Cincinnati. And I passed out because I had bleeding on my brain. I went back to work 4 days after a car accident. And I didn't know that I had bleeding on my brain, and it caused me to have a seizure. I woke up in a bunch of trees, and I had insurance. I didn't have no drugs on me, no nothing. I ran from the cops for 6 hours through the woods having seizures for no reason, except for I had done convinced myself in my own brain that as soon as the cops seen me, I was going to jail. And I had no reason for them to put me in jail, but I still did. But I said that to get to this point. I live in a little town called Bear Branch. It's about 15 minutes from Hillsborough, about half hour, 45 minutes from Lawrenceburg. I was walking from Bear Branch all the way up to the BP station in Lawrenceburg on 48, and all the way back home every single day to get one pill that didn't even get me high. It just made me okay. It just made me not withdraw. And I remember laying behind the guardrail one day and sitting down to took my shoes off, and I went to take my socks off. And my socks were so covered in blood that my socks had completely deteriorated off of my feet. And I remember asking God why he was putting me through what he was putting me through. Because you see, I couldn't blame nobody else. I had nobody else to blame but the Lord. And that's the most horrible thing about this disease, is the first thing that people want to do is lash out at this very same person that loved us with every fiber of his being, died for us, you know. So I think that the only way that we get that back is through unity and working together and making people understand that you know, there is no chemical solution to a spiritual problem. The only thing that we can do is offer the spiritual guidance and experience that we've learned through our lives, and help try to guide these people to where they need to be in life. And we do that by each and every one of us having voices and not being afraid to have our voices. I feel like a lot of times people are really afraid to have an opinion towards this subject because it is so stigmatized. We don't have nothing to be afraid of. I was a worthless drug addict that didn't ever do anything for society except for take from it. Today I go to city council meetings and get approvals for different things and deal with city council members. They treat me like I'm a human being. They treat me like I'm a person, and they listen to what I have to say. Last month, our overdose rates in Dearborn County declined. We're the only county in the state of Indiana that has had a decline. We do that through our recovery community and sticking together. And wonderful people like Nancy Nichols, who holds High Hope Cafe every week and has us there just to talk to people if they need to talk, and she's always loving and supportive and greeting. And when you find that level of support and that level of love, you just want to cling to it and stick to it. You know, I don't drive down to High Hope Cafe every week because I need a meal. I drive down to High Hope Cafe every week because that's my family. Because I love the people that show up there. And maybe, just maybe, one day somebody will walk in and they'll ask for help and I need my help. Maybe if I don't show up that one day, the person that walked in that might have needed my help, I wasn't there offering help. That's as far as my commitment runs. I'll go to the end of the earth for anybody, because that's what God told me my gift was. You know, it's in our Bible. It says it right there. He gave each and every one of us a gift. All we got to do is open our ears and find it. My gift is being able to share my experience. You know, when I first came through and I was dealing with this was a really hard thing for me to understand, was the whole Lord aspect to this, because I knew that I've always known that the Lord was there, and I just didn't know. I didn't know to what extent my faith was, or where it was. Everybody's so focused on denominations and this and that. You know, I didn't know, so it was really hard for me. But I found today that my God's right here, and that He's always here by my side, and that I can turn to Him for anything, and that He gave me all these things, but He left one thing out, and that's the effort. I have to put the effort in, and that's not too much to ask for all the merited gifts that He gives me. Is to just put a little bit of effort in. Through doing that, I've been able to find my purpose, and when you find a purpose-driven life, it gives you something to wake up for every single day. Well, I wake up every morning and my feet hit the floor. I wake up with a smile on my face, no matter how bad it is, knowing that I get the opportunity to live in my dream today. So I'll wrap this up. I know I'm probably going to talk way too long, but I want to thank each and every one of you guys, and I just ask that when you leave here tonight, you think about what I said, and that when you're dealing with people that you feel like suffering from these symptoms, that it's really fear and denial, and they're just scared of something, and just show a little bit of compassion. They don't want to be where they're at. There's resource guides and business cards back there on the table. If you guys have anybody that's suffering or you need to talk, my number's on the business cards, and there's resource guides at our local community mental health, different detox facilities and different programs that you guys can find help. And I encourage you guys to utilize those resources, because that's what we're here for, and that's what we put the hard work in for. If you don't know how to go about it, get a hold of me. I got a whole community that'll stand up and fight for your loved one. That's what gives us a reason to live every day.